Hallelujah, you have come to us. You make all things new. Emmanuel, Jesus Christ, you'll never let me go. My shepherd king, you're watching over me. Emmanuel, so amazing, you have named the stars of the deepest night. Still you love me, you have called my name, and I will follow you. Emmanuel, Jesus Christ, you'll never let me go. No, no, my shepherd king, you're watching over me. Emmanuel, 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 Emmanuel. Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm ThandiwekaYah. I'm so excited to be here. I'm excited for the new year. Happy to be back. I know I said this yesterday, but just had to let you know just how happy I am about this. Friends, I have a dream to share with you, and obviously a prophetic word that goes along with that. So I'm going to start with the dream, but before I do, just that quick disclaimer. Remember that not every prophetic word is meant for you. This word is not for everyone. It's for those who God means it for, and you will know who you are. If you believe it's for you, please take it to the Lord in prayer, ask Him for confirmation, and yes, as always, test the spirits. That is very important. So I don't want to make this video too long, but I do want to share the dream with you, so let's jump straight to it. So in the dream, I was on a busy street. It's a well-known street here in Johannesburg, but there was a lot of us. There was a group of us, and we were all headed in the same direction. It was such a strange thing because it felt like we were driving, but also we were walking, and we got to an intersection where we could have taken one road, but that road was gonna take us there, you know, the long way, and we knew that this road that we're on, the street that we're on, is the right way. It's the way that we're supposed to go, and we didn't even hesitate. We didn't even stop to think, should we take the other way? We just passed that intersection, and as we continued on the street that we were meant to go on, it started to rain, but it wasn't like heavy rain, like torrential rain. It wasn't like a storm. It was raining with wind, so it was just like very messy type of rain, and really not bothering us per se. It wasn't getting in our faces or making the visibility poor, anything like that. It was a light rain that came with wind. It was more annoying and frustrating to have it, because it's almost like it was just putting a damper on this journey that we're on, but we didn't really focus a lot on it, and we continued to walk, drive, whatever it was that we were doing down the street, and just up ahead, two officials just came and put a barrier on the road, as in, no, you can't pass this point, you can't go past this point. And then we were like, but come on, dude, you saw us coming from back there. You saw us when we were at that other intersection. We could have gone the other way, but you saw us coming, and now as we get close, you put this barrier in there. So we were just on these two guys' case. They were just two officials just doing their job, and they were just like, and we like, this just isn't right. And then all of a sudden, there was an opening. It was just opened. And we were like, oh yes, awesome stuff, now we can go. And just when we were about to start moving, some little, it wasn't even a car, it was like a box on wheels, wooden box on wheels, just came rushing past us to go through that gap quickly before everyone, because you guys are still busy talking. Well, I got my stuff under control and I'm going there very quickly. And this person literally crashed into something, whether it was a bush or whatever, literally just after they went through the opening. And we just thought, okay, do you? And then we all carried on and started moving as normal. And we went down the street, and I remember, so here in South Africa, or Johannesburg rather, we have the train system, which is similar to the subway, the underground. It's a very tiny version of the subway and the underground train, but we have that. And I remember that was my stop, and the others carried on, and it was almost as if we were all headed to the same place, but we all had different paths to take from that point on. So others carried on ahead. I stopped at the station. Oh my goodness, I forgot a very important detail. Sorry guys, backtrack. When we were walking, I actually had a baby on my back. So I don't know if they do this in other cultures, but here in Africa, we carry our babies on our back when we have stuff to do as mothers, so that we can get stuff done around the house. So we would just grab some kind of cloth or linen or towel and just put the baby on the back and wrap it around our waist and carry on about our day. So I had a baby on my back like that, a beautiful baby girl, and she was getting rained on, and I was so worried. I was like, no, oh, my poor baby's getting rained on. And also felt not so secure on this cloth that I had tied around me to hold her. She just felt like she was falling, and I remember checking on her, and she was fast asleep, happy, content, and I had a sense of peace not to worry she wasn't going to fall. And then fast forward back to now, my stop. Sorry guys, I hope it makes sense. So now I'm at my stop where I was like, okay guys, this is my stop. I'm gonna have to take the car train. I have a baby on my back and I want to take care of my baby as well. So I stopped there, and I remember pulling out the card to put into the machine so that I could buy my ticket, and knowing that there was enough money. I wasn't worried about that. And when I put the card in and I saw how much there was, I was like, whoa, that's a lot more than I expected there to be. Quite happy about that. And in this dream, I had figured out my route, how I was going to take the train and then a bus to where my mom works, and then we would go together to our destination. So I remember phoning my mom and telling her that that was my plan, and she said, that's fine, but I don't have my car with me today. Your dad is picking me up at 6:30. And I was like, 6:30? And then I thought, well, there's really nothing wrong with 6:30. So, and that was 6:30 in the evening. Then the dream switches scenes to a room where people are chatting, and these are some of the people that had been walking on the street with me, and they were talking about their different paths that they had to take, their different destinations, even though it was one destination. Dreams are strange like that. I remember one lady saying, oh no, she's going south, that they're going to meet for coffee there, and that they're fine because they're going to have a guard there and they're going to be able to gather together there and have coffee. That's the one distinct one that I remember. And that was pretty much the end of the dream. I really wanted to get that dream out, even though it's a bit of a long one, but I wanted you guys to hear the dream. So there's a large group of us who are called and headed towards the ministries and callings that the Lord has for us. Some of us already have stuff or things or projects or ministries that we're already taking care of, hence the baby on my back. And what God was saying is that this word is for those people that He has pruned, obviously, in the wilderness, that He has refined in the fire, that He has trained up, that are moving into their callings, into their destinies. And God is saying that there is one common purpose. We all have one common purpose, but there are different destinations, but the same destination at the same time. That destination comes in the unity that we have. And God was showing me how there is opposition. There's currently a lot of opposition, hence the rain. And the thing with that opposition is that it's there. We all see it. We feel it. Some people are experiencing physical demonic manifestations in their houses. I'm one of those people. And God is saying that it's more of an irritant. It's not really affecting us, because we are still able to move forward. We're still able to carry on. He's still taking care of the ministries and the callings that have already been started. For example, the baby on my back was not phased, wasn't even moved that it was raining. And even though she felt like she was falling off, miraculously she did not fall off. God's hand was upon it. God is saying that these are the things that I've called you to, so they're in my hand. I will take care of them. I've got this. You just need to trust me, and you just need to keep forging ahead. 1 Peter 3 verse 14 says, this is the Passion Translation, "But even if you happen to suffer for doing what is right, you will have the joyful experience of the blessing of God. And don't be intimidated or terrified by those who would terrify you." Isaiah 41 verse 10, New Living Translation, "Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand." Isaiah 40 verse 31, New Living Translation, "But those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. They will soar high on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint." God is saying, guys, a lot of people are focused on all of this opposition. So many things are happening. I'm feeling the attacks. God is saying, don't even worry about it. It's not strong enough to stop you. You have a mandate. He has called you. If He has called you, He is making a way. Don't focus too much on the warfare. Don't focus too much on the attacks. Yes, if you are confronted with an attack, confront it, deal with it, speak the word of truth, speak life, speak love into your situation, deal with the enemy, but put your focus right back where it should be, on the Lord, on receiving wisdom from Him, on receiving guidance from Him, on moving forward with what He has called you to do, and just keep moving. So just with regards to the baby I was carrying, just to drive that point home, God says, some of you are being attacked. Your ministries are being attacked. Your calling, whatever it is that you have started, is being attacked. And God is saying it is safe in His hands. Do not worry about it. Just keep moving. I just really wanted to reiterate that. You may feel like, oh my goodness, I need to protect this thing. I need to take care of it. I need to make sure that it doesn't get harmed in any way. That is not your job. Your job is to nurture it. Your job is to grow it, to raise it, but God will protect it. God's hand is on it. He gave it to you. He's going to take care of it. Also, with regards to the other path that we could have taken that we didn't even consider at all, God is saying that the devil will provide an opportunity for you to go a different way, but know that that different way is the long way. God's purposes for your life will be fulfilled. But if you go in a different, down a different path, it's going to be very difficult for you. It's going to take you longer to get there. It's going to hinder the progress that you could have made before. So God is saying, keep focused and stay close to Him, because He will guide you. He will show you the way. There was such an intertwinedness about this group of people. We were together. There was no division. There was no grumbling amongst each other. We were together. We knew that we were together for a purpose, even though at some point we had to go different ways. But there was such a sense of we all have a common goal. We all have the same destination, but we're going different ways. So I hope that makes sense. And God was just saying, stick to the path that He has given you to go, and trust Him. Trust Him. He's got you. He's not gonna leave you now. He was with you in the wilderness. He's gonna be with you even now. So God is saying that with that barrier that was put in place by the two officials, He's saying that there may be a test or two along the way. And it's almost as if you're gonna see this thing coming. It's gonna happen, and then you're gonna be like, but God, why? Now you're going to start complaining and start, well, God is saying, don't complain. Don't start questioning, oh, but why God? How can this happen? This is the path that you led me down, and now there's this thing in the way. God is saying He has commissioned His angels to do certain tasks, to help you along the way, to help build your faith, to help see if you will trust God along the way. He's saying, trust Him. Don't be too concerned about things that may seem like a barrier. It's a test. It's to test your faith. It's also to strengthen you and to see if you will go the long haul. Because what God showed me as well, because now we were saying in the dream, oh wow, we should have gone the other way. God is saying, don't do that. He wants to know that your heart is in the right place, that you really do trust Him and know that going the other way was not really an option, that you are on the right path. So it's a faith test. We know, my friends, that God does test us along the way, and He's saying, look out for the test and be prepared. And the only way you can be prepared for any test or for anything is by being in His presence, by intimacy with Him, by spending time with Him. This is so important. It's so key. If there's one thing that you do on any day, if you have to choose to do one thing, choose that, because that is the key to your success. I mentioned this in my previous video. God says, in those situations, trust Him, because He will make a way. He always makes a way. That barrier was open. There was a gap that was open for us to pass through. God says, I will always make a way for you. If you pass the test, I will make a way for you. Trust that I will give you the way to go, no matter what, even though it seems like it's impossible. It's like when Lazarus died, and Jesus was apparently too late to come and resurrect him, or to come and make him well before he died. And He came after he died. I think it was 4 days after he died. That seemed impossible. To them it was done. Oh well, I guess we're going to see Lazarus at the resurrection. And Jesus said, no, you will see him alive now. And that's what happened. So even though it seems impossible, like, so now what happens? Because there's no way through. God says, trust Him, He will make a way. With the little boxcar thing, God was saying that there are some that think they know better, that think they have all the answers, and will try and rush ahead of Him and rush ahead of everyone else. God is saying those people need to be careful. You will crash. You will crash not too far ahead. He's saying, it's so important to receive my guidance, and it's important to stay unified. Don't break away from the crowd. Don't think that, oh, I don't have time for this. You guys are wasting my time. I'm going to go and do my own thing. He's saying be very careful of that, because you will crash. And this is a word for someone. There are people that are just hot-headed, that just are irritated by slow people and just want to get things done. God is saying, remain unified, remain of one mind. So in the part where we all started going our different ways, God was showing that, what I mentioned earlier, we're all headed to the same place but different paths, and our destination really is eternity with Him. All roads lead to eternity. That's what the Lord said to me. And what He's saying is that He will give provision along the way. Me putting my Gautrain card into the machine to buy my ticket and seeing that I had way more than I expected, was God saying that He will always provide for us, and it will be more than we expect. And He says, especially financially for a lot of us, He will continue to provide for us, and He'll make sure that we have what we need. God also wanted to say that you have to trust His timing. Me saying to my mom, oh my gosh, 6:30, and then thinking, well, there's really nothing wrong with 6:30. I was just in a hurry to get there. And God is saying, don't be in such a hurry. His timing is perfect. Don't worry about timing. Rather just do what He's called you to do. Keep on the path. Allow Him to guide you, and don't be so hung up on, this was supposed to happen now, this was supposed to happen in 2020, or this was supposed to happen whenever. God's timing is perfect, and the moment you realize that, you actually relax and say, you know what, it's okay. And there'll be a lot of anxiety off of you if you just trust that God's timing is perfect. Just learn to go with His flow and His timing. No need to rush things. God is not in a hurry, guys. Yes, there are things that are urgent, but for God, it's quality. Quality is the key thing, as opposed to just getting it done. Okay, so remember to just flow with His timing, just flow with Him. And the easiest way to do that is intimacy with Him, is being in tune with Him, understanding where He wants you to be, when He wants you to be there, and how to get there. So I just want to read a few scriptures. Philippians 2, verse 1 to 2, New King James. Therefore, if there is any consolation in Christ, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any affection and mercy, fulfill my joy by being like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. That unity thing. God wants His remnant to be unified. The main tactic that the devil uses in so many things from the Garden of Eden is to bring division. And God is saying, if we are unified, He can't do anything to us. That's why that person in the that little box on wheels ended up crashing, because they decided that they're going to do this on their own. So it's important for us to remain in unity. 2 Chronicles 30 verse 12, New Living Translation. At the same time, God's hand was on the people in the land of Judah, giving them all one heart to obey the orders of the king and his officials, who were following the word of the Lord. Some of us will have to receive instructions from people in positions of authority, because that is what the Lord has instructed them to do. And we need discernment and wisdom for that. And we get that in spending time with the Lord and in intimacy with Him. Romans 12 verse 4 to 5, New Living Translation. Just as our bodies have many parts and each part has a special function, so it is with Christ's body. We are many parts of one body, and we all belong to each other. Friends, this has been such an encouraging word for me, because I've experienced a lot of warfare. I've experienced a lot of things not going so well, and I've heard a lot of you say the same thing, that this year for some people has started off really badly, but that's okay. My year last year, 2019, started off beautifully, and things just went downhill from there. God is saying that don't worry, I've got you. Don't worry too much about what the enemy is doing. Focus on me, because this is the direction we're headed in 2020. We're going to soar, we're going to glide through it, we're going to glide through our promises, and God has got His hand on this entire thing. So friends, I pray that this has blessed you as much as it has blessed me. Thank you so much for watching, for all your support, for the wonderful comments that I receive. I'm very grateful for that. Oh yeah, guys, I'm sorry, I never say this, but I should start saying it. My email address is in the description box below if you want to email me. Because of the amount of emails, I can't reply to each email. I'm sorry about that, guys, but I'm one person with a lot of stuff to do. So just know that I am praying for everyone. I do read every email in detail, and I do pray for each one. And sometimes the Lord leads me to reply to some people, and I go ahead and do that as He calls me to. Alright friends, this video is long enough. Love you, thank you. Remember, you serve a good, wonderful, loving Father, and you are so special to Him.
There's no shadow.